Days on the Beijing-Tibet Expressway went back for 62 miles, the backup. Or a particularly stressful traffic jam was when people were trying to escape Hurricane Rita's approach in Texas. 99 miles the tailback went for. People ended up moving about 10 miles in 9 hours.
That's not a traffic jam, that's a city. How many people were involved in a 90-mile tailback?
2.5 million.
All right, so admittedly, my woes of yesterday were not as bad as that. Anyway, it's back to the delightful M25 for me to try and get to the bottom of why traffic jams. Okay, Neil, hello.
Hello.
This is Neil Harwood, and we've met at the Clackett Lane service stations, which is just delightful. Super fun times, right?
Yes, it is. Well, it's not raining.
Even better, we're now going to go and find a traffic jam on the M25. Yeah. Glamour job. Let's go. So we're 1 mile outside of Clackett Lane service station, and we have reached a standstill. We're just beginning to move.
Somewhere ahead of us is some kind of sequence, some kind of situation where the traffic is being perturbed, is the best way of describing it. I mean, an obvious one is things like lots of other vehicles joining the motorway.
So we were stationary, and now we're back up to normal speed limit, and nothing has happened. There was no crash, there was no junction. It's just now free flowing. So how does that work?
That's a weird thing, but it's basically a shockwave of traffic moving backwards down the carriageway. What happens is that at one point everyone slows down a little bit, and if everyone slows down a little bit, all the people behind them have to slow down as well.
This traffic shockwave works just like a wave pushing through a slinky spring. One by one, each car in the line slows down, creating a concertina effect that moves backwards down the motorway. And if you look at jams from above, you can see the shockwave travelling in the opposite direction to the traffic. And the strange thing is that no matter what motorway you're on, or what speed you're travelling at, the shockwave always moves backwards at approximately 12 miles an hour. Now, this is a result of the fact that you can only fit so many cars on the road, and in the end we all have a certain standard, comfortable distance that we like to keep to in the cars in front of us. And if you put these two together with a simple bit of maths, the universal rule of 12 miles an hour pops out.
So this car is just changing from the slower lane and pulling in front of me, but as a result I did have to take my foot off the accelerator a bit, which means I'm now slowing. Yeah. And is that the type of event that cumulatively becomes a shockwave?
Yes, it can do, but it depends on how saturated the traffic is. If there's a huge queue of cars behind you and you slow down, that will have an effect on the cars behind you, and that might well multiply.
See, this guy's just pulled in front of me with